Shanja Bada Dana Jasam Che Daga Chishi Jebe Sonam Dola Benja Sanje Ndabasho Sanje Chedan Soji Chanamla Shanja Bada Dana Jasam Che Daga Chishi Jebe Sonam Dola Benja Sanjay Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Geshe.
Geshe.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning, Geshe. Good morning, Geshe.
How are you guys?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody except Dom Show and Geshe right now. So, 1 second. Oops. Where's Geshe? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone here? You can raise your hand signal. Yeah. Tajana Angaroson Dambali Laya, Kanjim Muton doing large Laya than the Kapi. And then Nasati Jembe Gangi and Techi and then lay down some Benjor Kanji Telada Namda Gangi Tedevis.
So now all the 7 billion people in this world are concerned about this the virus, the disease, and going through some difficulties, a lot of difficulties in terms of the health, the worry, the economic, the job, and all sorts of things now.
And she does in the day that they might name mother,
So not only this time, but there has been other kind of diseases in the past, which also caused like millions of deaths. And there may be also more of this kind coming again in the future. So now there has been about over 100,000 people infected with this virus in the US alone, and compared to that, the death in number is not that high. It's only about 2,000 something. And so there can be even more serious than this, and so we should all be prepared mentally.
And then the Dutch down on the Nambe Chuni Kadina, Chetande, so de Tanganzo Kadina, and it's Miss Eddie, and it's Samia, Chayama, Chayama, Tanita, Tandinganzo Kose, Hakosechina, and it's me dot Mosby, Semchen, Tendelia. 아니 다 세지 샤서가 되는 용거를 해서 아니 laptop 되라고 그러was.
And so this is all the result of our own karma, because of people, human beings, thinking a lot, too much, things to think about, and too many, things to do, and because of doing all these things, and especially by causing harm, to other sentient beings, like taking the life of other beings, animals that are not owned, or any kind of animals, because of causing harm, to others' life, taking their life and consuming for food, and because of that, and we're going through these diseases.
아니 야 쇼 자식이 신나 야 진가로서 제지를 뭐고 아니 때때당치 다 두세 되는 소야가 답시잖아요. 되는 쇼를 해서 되는 라고는 간지 되나 간지 미소저로 와.
But some says that it was created by by some mixture of chemicals, trying to do something and trying to make something, and because of failing or intentionally creating some kind of the virus, and it was spreaded like that. But anyway, in any case, it's also created by human beings, right?
제 장아 아니 당가서 미게 샘 들마토와 인바이나 단 대다고 다 뭐용 그래.
And so if we are not able to tame our minds, then there will be many, such cases like this again and again.
단 니가 생각한 그 능마서 문능마서 랍대와이나 그 펜도스케요 말했던데자 다 조조원한서 다 남바지 임비 차니 아니 렌제다 점돌라 이체 위차니 다 먼저 남비가 삼바탄다시 다 담대가 다 답이 주세 다 차대요래.
And so it is no point, blaming to others, saying, oh, he did it or she did it. Instead, as being a Buddhist, as someone who have faith in refuge and karmic law of cause and effect, and it is time for us to think in a Buddhist way.
그러와 다 난도 가르치고도 세나 다 가디나 대 가상의 마음을 가지고도 마음을라면 가디나 아니 산주장장 따대와이나 아니 수수 샘랑 감자 마야다 아니 시나다 아니 지타 마야마도 아니 가서 개편하면 좋아.
So like I mentioned, so how do we think in a Buddhist way is like I mentioned before, not just spending time watching news only. If we do that, then that only creates more anxieties, more terror, and more worries in our mind.
제가 단다에나 다 델린 자타야다 델레 신나치야 마음보다 간절히 용거를 왔던데 이자 진짜 무수도 수입반나 다 그디나야 산제 당장 담아대.
So there will be more serious cases happening. There will be more cases and more serious cases happening, maybe. So don't just spend watching news all the time.
아니 시엠바이나 야 소소급에 단자다 아니 송접 가래가리치고 두저야 신고 그랬어. 두저야 됐어. 하고 그러와.
But on the other hand, you have to also know, what is going on and what you have to do, to keep yourself safe and healthy.
아니 당간도 남지 추천주나라에 와서 같이 추서 맨나는 내려막에 지시샤 같이 추서 연나는 내려막에 지시 펜세지로 와서 다티 되게 따다던데 랩대요 봐.
And so just like it is said in the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, that if it can be fixed, then what needs there to worry? And if it cannot be fixed, then what is the point of worry? So this is really, time to think in that way.
아니 딘데 집에 갈았다 나라서 소소소 그 지금 된자라 손접쳐야 돼. 당가서 탑시 약속도 차대요 그래. 다 아니 주에다 다 알아래.
And so now the best method, is to avoid it, to stay away from it, and there's no cure, for this. That's the best way, to prevent and to cure.
아니 소소고 지금 사체가 된다고 어떤데 줄올라 아니 다 온라인에 나는 나를 키워야냐 아니 소소 나라 레벨까야 야 도서 두세야 오체 아니 팔로나 맞아요 대냠도 나산자되요나 아니 소소고 때 라바키나 아니 나사던 고용 그랬어야 남에도 마셔 봐지 빼는 것이 뭔도와.
And so like even if you don't go out, stay home all the time, but the things that you order online sometime, the things that come to you in packages, they can be contaminated also. So take care of those, to make sure that those are not contaminated. If they are, then to make sure to clean them, or so that you can be safe and not be infected.
제가 다 어느 때다 안에 소소 치료라 가테식이 배구쇼가 있나요? 안에 소소소가 간제 나사 망고에게 아니 송쪽 아니 다 다시 가리지 다 단대가라 지금 제대로 두zu 가서 납자다 아니 지 아니 락자 가리 배치 당고서 다 락자 채우래서 어떻게 되는데 아니 네가 채우셔요래.
So and also if you have to go to walk outside walk, then follow those guidelines to keep yourself safe and protected from being infected. So if you think that it doesn't matter, it should be all right, then it can be dangerous.
그래. 아니 대가디나 소양 마셔. 소양 치는 마셔 나로나. 가디나 소양 치는 마셔지.
Yeah, don't be too careless in lack of conscientiousness.
다 가로 네 가로에 다 가서 남바인 비차네. 아니 로존 냠랭이 비차네. 다 가서 쟁이 상처람도 줘봐. 다 디가 레비샤랑 가서 삼방고 요레스.
And so as a practitioner of the Lojong or the mind training, we should also think about converting or taking this adverse condition into the path to enlightenment. So by thinking about the positive side of it.
제가 다 니기 갑라이나 다 가서 뭐 동시 되는 강연 책을 대다이나 다뭐 동시 되게 될 갑자기 잡아요래. 먼저 아니 미치 강연도 어떻게 했을까 말했어. 될 때는 지금 뭔가 답시다. 아니 다시 잡혀다 로람다. 간지 찰라이 간지 참여가 하루불이 책이요래.
And so this is not just one person's problem. This is the problem of all the 7 billion people in this world, and 7 billion people are, working to counteract it. So it's not only one person's problem. So we have all the, the informations and supports needed, to fight with it.
아니 때인데 다 dunja 가시 나와 가시는 아니 다 반지 잠도 도로 상분도.
And so I'm sure, I think it will be calmer, in like few weeks or few months.
그와 어떻게 다 들린 바인자 아니 양지 쇼 야산에 삼었나 아니 내가 때문에 지금 잠블리게 다 소다 차상 고잡셔한다 양지 고유소 남시도서 양대서 야르로서 되라고도 왔어.
And then on the positive side of this is that because of all the factories being closed and the vehicles running less on the road, which are all creating more pollution, to the environment, right? So now because of those being stopped, it gives a chance for the environment, to be more cleaner now.
내가 실파 드미야 로존 체네다 모험바양 되던 데다 보용와이나 내가 뭔가 가르쳐걸 무슨 실파 사와들의 뭐 보용고요래.
And also the professors and the scientists, they're all working very hard, to get more knowledge and more ideas about these diseases and how to prevent if it happens again in the future.
다야 니데네 저전에 배는 남주영 알아서 아니 남이 인자 사상이 받나요. 다 냠도 대학 주수셔라 라고요 말해. 가리는 내가 다 단단 넣고 다고 가르서 마제라젠도 오치네. 아니 소소 남이 다 사상 냠도 대학이 아니 고고야고 주셔버렸어.
And also this is a good opportunity for the families to be together. And before everybody has to go to work. So there's no time, for the families, to be together, for the spouses, for the, families, to be together and spend time. But now, by force or, by no choices, they are forced to be together.
제단은 비가블라타 semnangam도 말아오지. 근데 고거 야보셔네 간지 소소 남이 아니 님의 직 아니 하후 지는 냠도 대하시나 다 간제 소수고 telaya 간제 고급부터 손이 끼고 되고 그래서.
And so, taking the opportunity, to be with the family together, one should be happy, thinking that this is a great opportunity to be with the families.
아니 생활 나서 등고 뭐 전장 섬다와이나 아니 코 소소고 샘랑 암다 라네 나사데 망고나 되게 젠지는 나사 셴바들야 라용시게 그래서.
So, but otherwise, if you keep just worrying, thinking that, oh, I might get that disease, I might get that disease, or I might get that and get infected. If you think like that, even if you don't get infected by that disease, you might, get infected by other diseases.
그래서 남네 톡하고 톡당은 게 걸은 자가리 찬자서나 소소응암다면 톡 산남간 연구인데 나도 미치 갈라다 송세되고 소소 레당 까와당치 뭐뭐 처음은 다봐 자가 말아왔어.
So it's like thunder or lightning striking, on the ground. So thinking that, oh, there's a lightning, so it might strike on me. Worrying, thinking it might strike on me. It's just a worry, right? It depends a lot. It's coming from the sky, and you don't know where it's going to fall, where it's going to strike. Of course, it needs a lot of causes and conditions together for it to strike on you.
제당은 다 단지 갑도 다 간지 추세 냠내 로종 개체마다나 소소 남이 냠도에나 다 기부지 하호지 칼라 냠도 사 왔다 간지 두세 냠도 따네 다 대기 두세 다 단당원에 차대 그래서 네 마음방안들이 고고라고 말했어.
So even if you are not a Dharma practitioner and spending time practicing Dharma, then at least you can enjoy, have a good time, have fun, and enjoy with the family now. This is the time to spend time with your family. You might not get such kind of time again in the future. So once everything opens, if the virus is subsided and everything opens, then we all have to go back to work, right?
제가 다 단대 고급 야수 다 공수 야수들이 그래서 다 대라 가지 섬도 대쇼로 소수 대쇼로 섬도 땅에 대바나 코 아니 소수 아니 샘게 남다는 지다도 마용 팽게로 왔어.
And so this is the best time of vacation to spend with your family. So if you think like that, it will help to not have all this anxiety in your mind.
Okay. 아니 다 나지게 다 로종 챙기지나 다 단다 로종 남중아도 되세면도 짱자 되세면도 짱자네 다 단대 되세 단달 야초요 말이 다 로종 챙기 되세래 소소고 남배 추장에나 야대 마인게 가리잖아 다는데 장아요 그래서 단대 장이 되세 따바차대 그래서.
And if you are studying, if you are someone studying Dharma or practicing Dharma, then this is very good time to do your studies and practices, because now you don't have to go to work. You get a lot of time to spend at home. So this is very good time, to do all the studies that you want to do.
아니 간제 다 간제 깽이 상처럼 주셔서다 깽 안바 티가 아니 깽 제네 내서 안바 티가 깽 제네 수수고 아니 다 셈려야 계획 지금 사모 마 강마만 코트와나 아니 깽이 상처럼 주셔서다 그래.
And so, because of the adverse conditions, if it helps one to turn into doing more practices, Dharma practices, and more studies, then that's what we call, adversing, also taking the adverse condition into a path to enlightenment.
제당도 남자 마치 랍대나 대참증한 남자 마와데 팽마로 왔어. 남자 마야고 제때 뒤 갑텔에 지금도 내가 제바나 공감다 셈도 고야랑가 말해.
So if you say just don't worry, then it will not help to not worry. So you have to do something. If you do some kind of work, to not get worried, then that will help to not have any worries.
아니 다지 로종 제 깔레 가오이 제마토나는 다 용탈랑한 좀 만에다 좀에 나사토로 봐 대강에서 깨면데 잠이 싱그러 와서 아니 니마를 소소 담잔도 오지 소소형 고유 여보 여와였나 아니 니마를야 아니 에나 좀에 장한 투치 야만나 많은 투치사 담잔도 오지나 아니 소소 대 참아사지네 계속강가 된 로샤 그래 아니 소소 남다가 셈들 라도 그래.
And then even if you can't do all the studies, then at least you can just think of doing some mantras like it is recommended by His Holiness. to recite Om Mani Padme Hum or Tara mantra and Om Tare Tuta Truso. So you just make a commitment to yourself, to recite that mantra like 10,000 times, 10,000 times, like 100 mala of Om Mani Padme Hum, 100 mala of Tara mantra. If you do that, then you'll easily be able to spend all your time. Maybe you will not even have enough time. Like you'll be like struggling to have more time, to finish those practices.
Like every day, not just one day. Every day do that. But then the day to I think also same to the Janja Masawaji done the same thing on the number of some chamber in Umare.
And so if you're thinking about that, you're just, you're spending your time just to think about that, then you will not have time to think about other things.
아니 다 나중에 다 수봉 기조 맞아 되면 야 소소 수보 제도나 아니 네가 차 타봐야나 쇼치니 수본 제대인 거래 애니니야 개발 합쳐 버려요 수봉원이야 수본 옆대야다 아니 저거 차야다 샤잡아셔야 이거 말해서.
And then also, if you're, if you can physically, do some exercises, like doing, prostration is very good, to do physically at this time. By doing that, of course, you create a merit, you purify negativities, and also helps, to not be idle, just sitting there. Eating and getting fat and so forth. So it will help to not have that also.
Okay, we have to take care of our body and mind both. Otherwise, when we come back, people doesn't recognize you. Who are that? Maybe you're very skinny, maybe you're very overweight. Or the tate and then so tummy and the kanji susu.
So this is just a method, to not have all sorts of worries and anxieties for yourself and your family. So there is no partiality, in the weather, and the diseases. It can happen to anybody, right? No matter whether you are rich or poor, old or young, strong or weak. It can happen to anybody. So there's equanimity, such kind of things, right? Equanimity, like we always, are advised, to meditate on equanimity. So this is like equanimity, equal, to everybody.
Looks everyone the time to drink with the water or tea. Do you have? Good. This is another manto.
And so this is the taking adverse conditions into a path. You can stay home, enjoy on your bed, and have a drink of your choice. And so if you think in that way, oh, this is good, I don't have to go to work, I can do my practices, do my studies, I can stay home and enjoy with my family and so forth. If you think like that, then you see that there's it's a good thing and a good side of it.
Messages are Tandika only shoot them door. Example Lilia, Mitsama, Chile, Kaje, Nando, Karo, Chatan John is that door, Kanga read the doors.
And so this is also, opportunity to gain more understanding about, interdependence, right? So how all the people in the world are dependent on each other, that's so connected with each other, just like a chain, connected, to each piece of the iron, like that. So we're all very connected and interdependent, on each other.
제자 샤 로, 노, 샹레메, 간지, 창마당 원에는 것도 듣는 레드도 왔어. 쇼체라 강에 주는 것도 강에 들려용도 와.
So it's all connected. Right? We're all connected. All parts of the world, the east, west, south, and north. Everybody from every side is connected. If one faces one problem, the east, if there's a problem in the east, that affects the west as well.
다 나중에 가서 계획 성도는 가서 계획 무수수 지게야 아니 미세기 다 대질라야 잠을리게 무슨 동시 뒤나라래도 왔어.
And then also, if we think about one person's happiness, it depends on all the 7 billion people in the world. Right now, do you gain that understanding? So normally, we say, we have to think about all other sentient beings because our happiness depends on other sentient beings, and all the time, we think, we talk about that all the time, and then we think, oh yes, but we don't really gain understanding. But right now, seeing this situation, we can understand that how it all depends on other sentient beings. And so now you can see, the results very obvious, here. Usually, the scientists, they don't believe unless they can see it. If they see the result, then they say, okay, yes, it is like that. And so, but in Buddhism, it is hard, for us to show that. But right now, we can see exactly, like very obvious, right, the results, and see how it is really true that we are all dependent on each other. And also think, also the talking about the death and impermanence, how death is certain and then time of death is uncertain, and only thing we can take with us at the time of death, is the positive and the negative karma. That's really true now, right? And also the teachings on the loving kindness and compassion, superior intentions, all this, if we can think about that, then this will really help, to our mind, to our body, and to all the people, neighbors, or people around us. And so now all these people in the world are aware of this disease, right? And so all the 7 billion people in the world, there isn't any one person who is not, working, to, get rid of it or to not, be infected by it. And so there are other people. There are two kind of people. There are one person, who is working or making sure to not get to oneself, and then other people also there are making sure that others don't get through through oneself. So in order to avoid it or to prevent it, there's so many people working so hard, right? All the the leaders, and all the doctors and nurses and all the people, administration people working so hard to prevent it.
voluntary ching tonda sam ko ri la bas shugu ani chi kondo toja men tichil kala ya ani dalang ke lega chingi lebar sem do was so ngone pem so yaboro.
And so normally we only see bad in the other people, so oh, that person is this bad, that bad, and so forth, but now you see so many people good, so many people are being very good, very kind, very concerned about others. So like in the case of New York, they needed so many people to help because so many people are getting infected, and they needed so many the frontline workers like nurses and doctors, and they asked for like 3,000 people, but more than 10,000 people signed up to volunteer to come and help. So that really shows there are so many good people around.
아니 남주 장보는 미치게 미게 랑시데 아니 누가 말했어요. 당군이 다다 용어도 봤어. 미 랑시 세대 응원에 딱고 아니 딱 가르고 팬도 제 삼바티 레도 왔어.
And so just like His Holiness said, the nature of people is not harsh. Nature of the people is kind and wish to help others. And this is
다 간종원에 가르쳐야 돼. 아니 다 간종 남바진비 전에 가르쳐나. 아니 간종 다 가디나. 샘전다죠. 대화단 대외제단 덤브지. 샘전다죠. 동화다 동화제단 트러블 간종 세미지 물음자고. 다 물음자고. 다 수수 썸마단에 다 가르쳐다는데.
And so as a Buddhist, this is really time, for us to think about all those the joys and happiness and loving kindness and compassion. Thinking or saying like, may all sentient beings be happy and possess the cause of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from the sufferings and the cause of sufferings, like so forth. So this is really time, to think, like that for other sentient beings.
제가 다들 못 동시에 만보고야. 아니 무슨 다 나사들 빠지네 갑자기 짜네 텔라 레게 제대로 영어를 다 동성 원에 다니겠지. 무슨 그 랍천에 다 코로나서 대화단 대외제단 템퍼처치 동아 지어 마야마초 다 섬레데 섬고 그랬어.
And so there are these people who are working really hard, to to help others to overcome the diseases or to not get the diseases. And so think about, so really, should appreciate what they're doing and think about on them and wish them to be happy and not have any sufferings.
아 나중에 다대 갑라야 다 몸 줄하라야 나사 등군이 다 간시 속 타도 마트라게 니가 가말렙대요 그래서.
And so this is the time, like really crucial time, of our life, like whether we will be, free of this danger, whether we'll be able to escape, from this danger, which can take our life or not.
아니 몸 줄하라 나사 등군이 했으니까 그래. 감사합니다.
And so there has been like over 600,000 people who are infected, with this disease. So around the world, not around the world. So, and these people are really actually going through those disease and sufferings. And it will increase. There will be even more than that. And so now we can really find our object, to meditate on loving kindness and compassion. So before, normally, we don't know what to think about, but now we know what, who these people are going through and what sufferings and diseases they're going through. So we can think about them and spend time on meditating on loving kindness and compassion towards them.
Oh yeah, that number. 당가로서 남주치 샘랑감도 안다고 당시나 지금 지역가라 담보 테마카실라 수수부대 슈첸보 양업체 아니 양 슈첸보 즉 양 갈래지는 마땅 테마카시지나 아니 코 좋아하게 찾는 셈라 설레는 거에서 왔어.
And also, like when you have these anxieties or worries, then it is good, to like breathe, strongly, and take a strong breath in and strong breath out, but slowly. And that will help, to not have the anxiety.
근데 코 난긴 좋아하게 내 lungon 로탕 챤 되는 거예요. 왔어.
And because of that, the elements, of the wind in our body, it causes or helps to have not worry like that.
오케이. 다가도 두시 다가도 단다 강가 전화도 정말 흘려. 다 단다 남중아도 아주 주소 고만을 검자나 바조위 진기조 잡 투조는 기조 잡치 검자양아도 디스트로체 연락으로 왔어. 다 단다가도 소소 나한테 다 흘려 된가도 다 검들이 장이다.
So now we can do some meditation, a little bit of meditation, okay? So I think you have a better chances, of doing a proper meditation now, because you're by yourself alone, nobody to disturb you. Normally, when you're in the Gompa, there are so many people around and next to each other, right? It's hard, to be able to concentrate fully. But now this is good time. You can do the meditation properly at your home.
아니 다 단다 소소 타마 지 소소 아니 리다 셈이라 지 딱젠다고 지네마 아니 지 소소 가로 아니 소소 셈라 따다 네바로 간지 지 셈텔레로 답시 지스.
And so now just pay attention, to your mind and to body. And don't think about anything else. Just think about your body and mind, and try to relax.
아니 소소가 뇌들이야. 아니 산지 좀 된데 그 주배야. 아니 지금 남기 다다 스타차베가 아니 산지다 산주 선바지 남과라 쫀쫀가 답지요. 스탠데지 삼고레스.
So in the space in front of you, think of Buddha Shakyamuni, surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10th direction, floating like a cloud in the sky.
아니 던서 탐이 저 소소라 가시 프로젝트 소소라 주 세대반로 따대반로 삼탐고레스.
And think of all these beings as being very delighted towards you and looking at you in a very joyful way.
다 나신 그 소소 달콜라야 다 남정에서 맞아난 게 다단지 셈치 탐추라지 다 단디 각 믹스야 잠빌게야 아니 무참아 소소 고라 그러지요 삼고레스.
And then also oneself is surrounded by all the beings, all the people of this world and all other sentient beings of the six realms.
다 나신 게다 단디 갑라야 아니 말아서 지금 레카 무스야 아니 telaya laktar chene ani chi leje pare membare oda chi nganzo khalagi pati kingere kanchi lega chenge so chama chi ani konsola dewaji yona chemaru konso kadi chembore tende chi samne de ores.
And then think about all the people working in the front lines, like the doctors and nurses and other people who are working to take care of the patients. Think about them. And think about how kind they are and how courageous they are to be able to come in the front line and help others, and wish them to be happy and not have any sufferings.
근데 대소소고 진단 그런 년가 뒤가는 저들이 왕가 좀 통화로 제거돼 봐. 미기는 그게 통화되고 삼탕고 그래서.
So imagine them, like being very clear. So you can see them clearly, in front of you like that.
아니 대대진에 딱 콘솔라 아니 땡에 바치 가야 마요마 쇼 삼고 그래서 대 마요와 체든 드나 싶어 아니 라마 잡아서나 집에가 진절라고 나세 오늘 두 진에 콘솔라 동암 땡에 바치 마요마 쇼 대 마요 체든 드나 싶어 아니 조지도 저거 진절라도 쇼 대니 제마 저리진에 삼라 삼당고 그래서.
And so these people, may they not have any problems, any sufferings, any problems, any difficulties, especially to help others. And and in order for them, to be able to help others in a way they want, may the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that you have visualized in the front bless them, to be able to do so. So think about that. May they be, may they have no any problems, and may the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas residing in the space in front of you bless them to be able to not have any problems. So meditate, think about those two alternately.
Okay.
So now we'll think about that, for about 5 minutes. Okay.
아니 소소고 된데야 샬럽 쇼발라 때문에 아니 사제도 샤초선바 탐제지 두칸이야 아니 지 두스 호세 까르마 되게 남방가 체네 아니 타마 아니 지 소소라 지 마툼지 아니 소소 맞아 아니 된데게 내가 지금 타마라마 tum네 아니 둔소 지금 송화 첨보 아니 된데게 지금 손좀 다 송하게 진지 랍송 삼네 가마 같이 되셔서
And now, because of making strong requests in that way, the light emanates, from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that you have visualized in the front, in the space in the space in front of you. Like 5 color lights emanate from them, and then that descends into you and to all the sentient beings, and especially those people who are working in the front line to help the the infected ones, for them to be protected from all these problems.
대게 다 수수께서 막 가와드서 공세 그거 야보 총송 그거 송조 야보 제톱송 수송을 해서 막 가와드서 공네 야보.
And now, generous, joy, thinking that they are all protected. They receive the blessing and they're all protected now. Thinking like that, and meditate on joy.
타양 단계 나신 소시 직바에 바치다 미세게 다 소수가 샘체 삼도 당사대 따따대가 나사 ngu등이 아니 몸 둘라제데 조 두줄라 삼도 당지 아니 콘졸라야 아니 지금 야 나사텔라 트라야게 아니 매게 신gel라고 나세 아니 근데 아니 소수가 아니 산제도 산조 셈발라야 아니 실럽슈 아니 되네게 아니 실럽도서 야 아니 지금 오zer 몸보 아니 지금 매게 남아도체 아니 콘조 참아라야 지 나사들 트라야게 매게 진gel랍송 근데 테마까지 야마 투삼 쇼스.
Now, think about other different object, the same visualization of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you, and now think about those who are infected, who are sick, and think about them, and then wish for them to be free from all those sufferings and diseases, and then make a strong request to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you, to bless them, to be cured very quickly. And as you think and make strong request, imagine 5-color light emanating from them and striking on each and every one who are infected, and they are all cured. The lights in the form of medicine come to them, and they all are cured like that.
Like 5 minutes, okay? 아니 다 소소가 신로 쇼와라 때네 아니 상제도 상셔서 막 탐제지 전로데 맥이 넘버 체네 아니 단단 나댕게 참아라야 아니 지 아니 나살에 줘야게 아니 맥이 넘버 전로를 라서 선내는 소소 가와서 곰쇼스.
And now again, meditate on joy, thinking that because of your making strong requests to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you, the imminent lights in a form, and the imminent medicine in the form of a light, and the sentient beings who are infected, who are sick, receive those medicine, and they're now cured. And thinking that, meditate on joy for a little while.
뭐야 다 섬을 선바이 당긴다스 단단 소시 등에만 나지 지금 남발라 쭈쭈바다지 요 선바시 다 소준 타고라 미세게 단단 아니 즉 레제 병원이 레가에 지금 해봤지 아니 나사에 보면 봐지 간신감다라고 지니다 간신 샘나 근데 아니 대등에 탄담을 동시에 보여래 근데 돈솔라야 소순들 삼도 안에 다 돈솔라치 나사도 몽고야 치대야 아니야 산제도 상주선비 진지라고나 처럼 나로나 세오 도시내려가 잡는 데보다
change the object, to those who are not infected, and those who are not working in the front line, but worrying, thinking that they might get all these diseases. So imagine making strong requests to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you, to protect them, to not get these diseases.
아니 소소가 아니 소와타발라 때네 아니 지금 듣소 나가 가서 맞아 참에 남바치네야 아니 담블레가야 참아라야 나타도 몽고야가 지금 송하게 간지 protection 송접치하게 드스게 남바치네 소소게 아니 리라 톰송 삼네네 가바금 되고레스 가마가시.
Now, because of making this strong request, imagine a protection emanating from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you in a form of an all 5-color light, and striking on all sentient beings, and thereby they're all protected, from being infected with these diseases.
뭐야 당업이야 보정소 다 되네 사무실 빠지다 다 단대 가장 간소 하고야라 다 남자들을 나사 뛰게 켐베 뭐 트니 라실이야 트니로 동단이라 다 같이 지지 라실이야 아니 챌린데스 봐 아니 차대요래 바지 트니 바는 담리지 사마잖아 아니 돈소 천거와 도마면 사베 랭이면 또 바지다 쳐봐 샹시다네 아니 밀리름 보시 너는 여도 토바쇼 삼네데스 데오레스.
And then now think about all those people who have passed away. I think there has been about 30,000, over 30,000 deaths, and so people who have passed away. Think about them, and then pray for them. To be able to have a good rebirth in the future life, with a prophetic rebirth, to be born with a prophetic rebirth, with all the 8 pleasures and 10 endowments. And to able to meet with the Dharma, meet with a spiritual friend, and have a meaningful life. And so now, aiming at those people, beings, we're going to recite Om Mani Padme Hum one mala.
Couple malas, you recite couple malas, okay? He Kablaya, me say, and Papa shared it, and then you know, choosing about Tama, Papa shared it, and a Karo. No, on the Sanchez also not by number day, and the Kangam Papa shared it, shot on Shandong and Nabachin, and you some any mountains.
Now, visualize the merit field that you have visualized in all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with the 10 direction. Although by entity there is each individual Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but by nature, but in the aspect of Avalokiteshvara, 1,000 Amcharistic Avalokiteshvara, 1,000 of Avalokiteshvara, in the form of 1,000 Avalokiteshvara, by visualizing that in the space in front of you. Now recite the Om Mani Padme Hum.
무파센 저와요도와나 아니 되게 쳐다 많은데 많은 땡땡 팽그래서 가서 도지는 송송 맞아. 단 간도 단다 참아 간지 샤다 타근 저와면나야 아니 땡땡이 치는 저와요도 차대로.
And so, like His Holiness said, if that person is related, with you in some way, then it will definitely help that person when you pray for that person. And therefore, even though we don't have the relation of blood and skin with them, but we are kind of related, in terms of being dependent on each other. Therefore, definitely, if we pray for them, we will help the beings who we pray for. Now you can recite on your mind, not the voice, and also aware, and you're reciting, but not your mind go away. Keep your mind counting the mantra, your own mind.
아니 먼저 바바 시리들이야. 아니 소와도 아니 졸업 시월라 때문에 아니 산제도 샤줘서 막 참이야 아니 tuk하네야 오서 깔부고 아니 너무 좋은지 아니 단대가 텔렌데 봐 참이 그다 양행들도 빠져다 잡아 샤시 다네 밀리좀 보지 녀도 토백이 다치가로 졸업 나서 졸업 토송 답삼고 그래서
And also because of reciting the mantra and making a strong request to the Avalokiteshvara in the space in front of you. Imagine a light emanating from them, from all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are in the aspect of Avalokiteshvara, light emanating from them and striking, to all those sentient beings who have passed away. And with that, they are all blessed, to have a good rebirth, of a perfect human rebirth, with all the 8 legions, endowments, and so forth.
아니 다 수수 대인한 소치 곰 간지 내가 만들어 숨쉬시 곰니 간지 수수야 아니 샘라지 곰야보 답토송 샘에 가완도 곰 아니 디마데 샬라야 펜토 제송 샘에 가완도 데스 곰도나 아니 야보 요레스.
And then also you can rejoice, over your own action, of doing all those kind of, 3 different kind of meditations that we did today. And so rejoice, or feel happy, thinking that you have done a good job, and to be able to do it again, more in the future.
뭐야 다 전에 드린 것도 곰뭐 잡으래 다 chance 나를 주세요 걸라 된대도 없이 곰잖아 곰 바로다 아무다 지니 잡나 때 팽그레스.
And so we have meditated a lot today. And so if you have a time at home, then it's good to meditate in that way. It will be helpful, for yourself and for others.
아니 다 간트라니 다 간소 내나 chance 가디나 몸 되고요 아니 chance는 아니 선바 려려 강 톱톱치게 답시 아니 지금 어다 데블로야다 아니 삼로다야다 아니 지금 만나다 아니 도명하다야다 간지 셈려야 간지 되라고 그랬어.
And so, from Geshe-la's side, he's praying for you all the time, and from your side, you can be also relaxed, and spend your time doing the practice, reading books, doing the meditations, or reciting the mantras. So, keep yourself, busy and with some kind of things, so that you will not worry too much.
아니 수보라에만 아니 테테테스 답이 예구사르치네 라이체 오르스 고사자 tum바도 왔는데 바도 콤바디아 남들이 제초로와.
And of course, take care of your health, and do some exercises. If you can, if you find some empty spaces, with not many people crowded, then maybe take a little bit of a walk, and do some, exercise to keep your body fit.
다 나중에 다 소소가 양지 밤아 분치 출로로 해서 인심시 파치지 나온 로 말다 대상어서 단 주체 남라 비체 당한도 파지 도마 통신 남이 참아 루루시네 계시 조도 와서.
And so, also then, it's not necessary to go out, to see your families or friends. Nowadays, you have all these facilities, technology facilities, from where you can see each other's face, on the internet, and through that you can talk and listen, see each other. So you don't have to go out, physically to see them.
다 나중에 아니 다 소소 남이게 디나래야 아니 그 축해 만행이 지인바이나 아니 난도 추는들이 라왜 라먹고지 추네 송샤베 다 냠내 섬마다도 콘트롤 팔라와야나 야 펜시기로 왔어 아니 추네 라바스나 콘트롤 축해 만행이 야 콘트롤 나온 로 말이지.
And those who, if you have a family member who are not Buddhist, then you can, explain to them, to be like this, to be like that, and to be kind, to be nice, in natural way, not like saying, oh, you have to think like this. In Buddhism, it says like that. Don't need to say Buddhism, because if they don't believe in Buddhism, then it will not be helpful, right? So just tell them, that this is how it is, and it's the reality. You can think in that way like that. It's just like you're giving medicine to a child. If you give medicine to them, saying this is medicine you have to take, then they will not take it. But if you mix it, with the food that they like, then they will take it, right? So they get the medicine in their body, just like that. And so the Buddhist way of thinking, if we use skillful means, to and explain to others, then it can help the others, those who don't believe in Buddhism as well. So just like when His Holiness gives advice, to the people, then whether they are Buddhists or not, it's helpful to everybody. His Holiness doesn't say, oh, this is Buddhism, this is how you have to do like that, but he just says how to be kind, why it is important to be kind, and so forth. Then everybody gets the message. And so at this time, maybe your family members might ask you for advice. Yeah. So from your side, you should not be anxiety. You should not have all this anxiety without having any fear and anxiety. Should be able to explain well, give good advice to your family members. And so from your side, don't think that, oh, I don't know, or I know too much, like that. Not like that, but just from your pure heart, and explain to them in the best way you can, and it will definitely help them.
Okay. Okay, I think what time so exactly 11:30. Okay, any questions? Any question, you can raise your hand. Then Jennifer can also
unmute.
Unmute.
Geshe, do you want me to unmute everybody or just whoever has a question?
I need to who has a question.
Okay.
You can raise your hand. Yeah, Jen.
Let's see. I don't see any electronic raised hands. Do people know how to do that? You go to participants and raise your hand.
Jen.
Okay.
I unmuted myself.
Good.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Actually, I wondered if you could share any news from House 2A or Sera Jey, how they're doing these days with what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, the India right now also they shut down for everything, and also the government shut down. I think they're 21 days. Then also all the monasteries are also completely shut down. Usually there also food come from the main kitchen. Right now they don't cook that. They give for the monks to the supplies.
Uh-huh.
They give the individual monks to supplies, rice, dal, like that, rice, dal. There are many much things. They give them. Then also monks they also lock. They're not allowed to go out. And so far all the monks and the safe. Also we don't heard any that Tibetan place they have also disease. Looks everyone very safe, complete their lock. They're not allowed to do any pujas. They just stay their individual home. Like that. The Lula said, India, there are like maybe almost 1,000 cases they said or not, but like Tibetan, we don't have anyone like that, like everywhere. The same as also Nepal, like Kopen, then also we don't have any business from Nepal, and all the monasteries are locked. They also order for the Tibetan Central Education or the religion prime minister they order, and like complete lock. People cannot go to the Sita and Gomba. They're locked. Okay. Any other questions?
I don't.
Yes, Oscar. Austin.
Austin, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, I just did. Thank you. Hi, Geshe. Thank you so much.
Hey, good morning.
Good to see you. Good to see everybody. This is fantastic. I really appreciate these on Sundays. I just, I know in the beginning, Geshe, you spoke about karma and how this is, in a way, related to karma. Can you kind of, I can't help but think about, where this came from and how it came and how it is related to group karma as an entire group of people that we are. And I can also help think about like communist China and that this could have been something that was produced by them, whether it was released by them on purpose or whether it was just came from the things that the animals that they were eating or whatnot. So I think that we're all looking for a reason of why this is happening, and I think about overpopulation a lot too. I mean, overpopulation could be the actual cause for this, and I don't know. So I don't know if you could speak a little bit about group karma and how this how this is affecting us as a group.
Ale tadi tanda ngazo di negi king saji ora yungsagi king ji tidi kanderes tagi ngazo tarang tene ngazo di legi debures ngazo te tumo legi debures yaji da ane de kare tene kanderes tingone tumo legi debures kanderes tumo legi debures gores ane de kare de tanda di janagi sojo legi kanderes janagi king chine ta kunduge karsa semje damidagi shasa je di shagi king chine tene naza yungjo legi ane kare yanmena kaza member mount ayu kyongi tene naza tene yungjo le kanderes tene siwa
그래, 먼저 참에 도목을 내서야 돼. 먼저 다 단다 디건 레버디 먼저 참만 잠블리가 뭐 동시 등 참이 냥게 그래. 가시라 나산 구요래 가시 디시요래 가시 띵 구면나 대랑 암다랑 돼 그래. 근데 참이 냥게 그래. 그래서 안에 참에 도목을 내리라 그래.
And so when we talk about the common and the action or karma and of all these people, all the 7 billion people in the world are affected in some way. Some by being infected by the disease. Some by not by infected by disease, but because of worry, thinking that I might get disease, and in many ways, not being able to go out. Not being able to do job, not being able to make money, and all this, do things. All this, all the results that we're experiencing, in some way because of that, and that is what we mean by the common action or karma of the people.
답변은 저랑 고 나게 왔지. 저랑 뭐도 미션만 나면은 대 저랑 그래 뭐도 먼저 3일에 오 말이야. 근데 3일에면 먼저 3일 저랑 고 나면 나게 오 말이야.
And so, like, for example, if you have a headache by yourself, then it is only your karma. It's only your karma, and only you in experiencing it. It will not be the common karma of other beings.
제가 다 되게 단대게 먼저 두목을 내긴 내버 저에게 ቄ 가르나 다 전화기 사자질라 다 먼저 단대게 는 방실을 그 샤산의 용어를 하고 요래서.
And of course, it's the karma a common karma of all the people who are affected by this condition. situation. But the condition for that to happen is that what they say originally it came from one of the city in China where people ate the meat from bat and so forth. So kind of like that. That's the kind of the condition for this karma to ripen into the result of coronavirus.
제가 군중원에 지금 삼태스는 넘을래 뇌치고 삼백이 드리지 요 말이나 거기다 간지 선제 신대를 내다 근데 다른 양게
So from their side, they don't have the intention, to cause harm to the people in the world, to give this disease to the people in the world, but because of our common karma, and we are all being affected, by this action.
그래서는 야나 랑기 미야 트제라지 당한주 실로 건주 다대 다다 인지 말어 가정한주 하고 뭐지는 뭐 트제라지라 나사 등고 동다 실라진 종요です아니 실로라 뇌치와진 소수 미디어 손주 치와진나 코로나 미식 말어
So China is just a condition, like I said, it's not intentionally created that disease, but they somehow became the condition for the disease, to emerge and spread out. So if they created it, for others, then they should not be infected themselves, right? But like what we hear, according to the global news, that China had about 81,000 people who are infected, and over 4,000 people who died. And so if it was intended, by them, to spread this disease, then they will not cause harm to their own people. And like that, also, the Chinese government, and also the individual, people in China are, have an economic, great economic loss.
근데는 삼노타와이나 간지 거를 삼 최신의 간지 무직 체화를 삼나 아니 소소 팽가 말했다. 찹시의 저리 다요 말이요 팽가 말했어.
Yeah, so the cause is not one person. So one person cannot be blamed, for the cause of their disease.
Okay.
So then, would you say what is the learning lesson from all this? Is it overpopulation? Is it I mean, there's a lot of learning lessons from this. I know that, but what are we doing as a human? Are we just going to keep having children and overpopulating the planet and just keep going down this road? You know what I mean? Like, what's the end goal? What are we learning from all this?
It's not I don't think this is a problem of overpopulation. It is it's a problem of people, doing the things that they're not supposed to do, and that we cannot control. It's people, doing the things that they're not supposed to do, and out of attachment. So like say, I want this, and therefore I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, I want to eat meat, of such and such animal, and then I'm going to kill them. So, and then from there comes the disease and all like this, So that we cannot stop until we stop the attachment. And so, it is the attachment, through which we cause harm to other beings, and it's because of that, and we're experiencing these kind of difficulties. And so, the lesson that we have to learn here, is to not be attached, to the food, especially the food that causes the life of other animals. Like here in this country, many people, not everybody, but many people love lobsters. And you might know that how lobsters are cooked is live. Yeah? They cook the lobsters alive, put them in the, throw them in boiling water, and then that's how they cook. And so this is causing so much harm, to other sentient beings. So if we do that, then we will have this kind of results in a form of suffering, like that. And as long as we don't stop that, we will not be able to overcome these problems. So the root cause of all these, as is explained in Buddhism, is the three poisonous delusions, through which we create all these different kind of negative karmas, like anger and ignorance. As long as we have these three, we will not be able to overcome any problems. And of course, this is because of not knowing or ignorance, right? And if I kill the animal and eat them, and I will create negative karma, and as a result of the negative karma, I will experience this suffering. We don't know that. Many people are ignorant of that, and out of ignorance to that, then we create all this negative karma without even knowing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you got the answer?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Hopefully. Okay.
It looks like Lon has her hand up. Can you, Lon, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. So, how do we deal with the racism and xenophobia, discrimination that is happening around people and ourselves? Like, how do we not get upset? It's pretty hard not to get upset about that. Is that all like our own karma too, to receive that end of it? Like, I don't know.
다 단단한 좀 믿어 저기 다 봐주 여와 수책이라. 아니 여와 체제 봐주 예린지네 여와 체네. 다 단단 다 자나데 저기 자나게 된 나작형 요래스네. 다 가서 자나나 통이 믿어서 삼아라. 에이전 더 자나나 재미나 통이 믿어서 삼아라. 저기 다 전적인 나작형으로서는 자나 재미미라 견주 지고라 대기미라. 내 아드나 등에 미나 믿어서 다 재미도서 건조 견주 지고라. 견주 전에 카 다음에 당겨라. 하는 네 차에 대야 가라 대야 가족이 레기 되고래기 아니 가라레스.
다대 레기 되게 가르고.
간에 삼로 가랐단 거랬어. 한 동네 간에 쳐 그랬어.
다 대문에 걸어서 농주랬어. 대 카땅에서 농주랬어. 와. 그 밑에 삼진의 그 키와 개 말했어. 그다 쟁근 전에 그때 차서 말았어. 대 건주 농주랬어. 아니 카땅에서 그 농주랬어. 와.
네, 안에 된 소속에 다 레기 되고라.
다 소속 되는 게 갑두더라고 봐도 아니 한 소속 내만 레사쳐 되긴 되버렸어.
난 데들라 되는 간데진 동네 쳐 그랬어.
가져로 다 저거 거메라 다대 저거 거메라래 가제 텔레 갑대장에 키메슬나 코뇨라마 알랑거라 다 텔레 코 저거 거메 텔레야 코만nemne 샤샤나 코뇨라야 텔라 요마레 야 텔레야 투투다나 코뇨라마 말랑거레스.
Yeah, definitely it is the result of your negative karma, to get blamed in such way, even though you are not, so like just because you have that Chinese look, you're not Chinese, but you have a Chinese look. So, like my sister looks like a Chinese also, and the people look at her and in a way, like that. So she said like that. Same way, so you look like a Chinese, so then they think you are Chinese, and you get scolded or said bad words to you. So Geshe is saying that that's definitely the result of your negative karma. So you must have created something bad, to receive some kind of such kind of bad comments and scoldings and so forth from people. But it's also because of their ignorance that they're saying that to you. So there's both things like that. And how do you react to that? Best way is to be patient. Yeah. So to practice patience, that's the best way. But if it can be, if you can explain to them in a nice way, then of course you can explain. But if that is going to cause more problem, you say something, they will say something, and you're going to create more fight and quarrel and that like that, and that's not good. So in that case, it would be best, to practice patience on that.
And 내가 나 재미맹나 윈남이라니 재미 가서는 그 나로 소송을 같이 쳐서 왔어. 거기서 간다 세지.
And then if you say, oh, I'm not a Chinese, I'm a Vietnamese. If you say like that, then you're accepting that, yes, it is Chinese who did that, but I'm not the one,
제가 간지 든지 랍딩 임도들은 또 라테도날 단디 내가 코 란초가 말다 텔레코 가지 패션 제잖아 야소레스.
So these people who blame you for that, then of course they're ignorant. That's for sure that they're ignorant. And for such people, if you try to explain to them, they might not get it. And then it will create only more problems. So thinking that, oh, they're ignorant. So thinking like that, they're ignorant. Poor guy, he's ignorant. He doesn't know anything. Therefore, I'll just not think anything bad and not say anything bad like that. So if you thinking like that, if you can just practice patience, I think that will be best for now. And on top of that, meditate on compassion towards that person.
Okay, like that?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Paya, you have some question? Margaret?
Yes, Geshe. Thank you. I've struggled with this one for a long time, and it relates to Austin's question about vegetarianism, which I, maybe my own ignorance, or not enough knowledge of Buddhism, in the sense that I'm not sure that it's directly promoted. Buddhism, vegetarianism, but maybe it comes under the, not harming any sentient beings. And then I came across a story where I think when the Buddha was giving his last sermon, one of the monks said that we should promote Buddhism. We should establish vegetarianism, and the Buddha said, I don't mandate it for anyone. But again, I could be just ignorant or not having enough knowledge. So if you can help clarify for me, that would be great.
네, 다들 먼저 다다 이 오스틴기 더 저체 제단다 간저 단데디 가서 미드스게 다 심지게 샤다미데 사제 되네 디켄진 요레스 송라다 저런 게 대제자 되네 제자 당가져 가라 먼저 다 샤메 제거디 개침부 통과를 했을라 안에 들라 가서 다 샤메 제거로서는 파치 캡더 제거를 했어 아 미드서라 아니 네 샤메 제거이나 되네 디기 다디 제 가서 디버 뉴원다 되네 거를 했어 안에 티간라 가서 당게마 모란스나다 좀 가서 상게 공부 조도네 되네 로마지겠다 나 상게게 되네 참말라 되네 다 가서 샤메 제거로 소나 야고레스 되네 야슈도네 상게 다 띵에 소주 잡고 말레스 되네 송레스 되네 뭐 고송 때야 모란다 몽바 잉글레스 하고 모송 되네 간데나 스티컬로 직사신 나로나스
알레 테다 다 담볼라야테 아니 미참마 샤마세 샤미 체고서는도 간제 라고 말했을 거니까 아니 시당 샤마선데 샘지 셴기 솔 마누어 가서 제도 말했어 배나 간주 배나 애플 치사야람 뭐 가색 소쇼요 봐 먼저 미마도와 인자 아니 샘지가 소 맞아 가서 제도 말이네 당 간주 간지 무자 가자 간지 이심지 지금 만들어왔지 마모 사고 다 마모 넣어요
So the first thing about promoting vegetarian, I think it's not necessary. When we talk about eating food and causing harm to others, it's really difficult to say that if you are vegetarian, then you will not cause harm to other beings. Because think about one apple that we eat. To bring up that apple in a perfect way that it will be eatable for us to consume. Is very difficult without killing the bugs, So just to bring one apple to make it eatable for us, we have to kill so many bugs. So like that. So even all kinds of vegetarian food that we eat also cause harm, to other beings. So what is important is that because of we need to eat what we need only, not more than what we really need. Like people, they go out and they eat all the things that they don't have to eat to survive. They don't have to eat. They eat for just fun or enjoyment like that, and eat all kinds of things without even checking. And because of that, and that brings so many diseases like that. So like now you see some people, they eat fish, some kind of fish, some kind of seafood, right? The alive seafood. They have alive seafood. Like it's just for fun or just for some kind of, just to satisfy their some desire, strong attachment. And they take those, live seafood, they put in the, dip in the soy sauce, and then they just eat live like that. That's not necessary, that kind of things. And so it is really difficult to say that, you should be vegetarian and you will not cause harm to other beings. It's really difficult to say that. There's some way it causes harm. Whatever we eat causes harm, to other sentient beings. And a little difficult to say. But of course, yes, if someone is not eating meat, then that's really good. And we should 100% stand behind them, to support that. And then also, one should not be arrogant, for being a vegetarian. So I'm vegetarian, so those who are eating meat are bad, like that. No, should not think like that also.
Thailand, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Laos, Burmese, sharing
then the next part about that question of Buddha, abstaining, all from eating meat. I don't think that's true. Like Buddha's time, Buddha didn't say that you cannot eat meat. Whatever is offered, whatever is given, in a bag, as alms, you should accept that, and there's no meat or vegetarian, discrimination, separation like that. So because in Buddha, as a Buddha's follower, all the Theravadan followers of the Buddha ate meat. But there has in the Mahayana Buddhism, there has been some abstaining of eating, abstaining from eating meat.
And tell and the water and Namsum the Shachang Sachoma, take Kasha. Namsum does the Javan Benanga, Tirichang and Nalayuna, Charagan Nye Chedia, Nyajik say, Yoachi, Tang Nege, Tini Nyad, Nature the Seba Hakona, Nete Sachomares. Tenge Nega, Migantoma, Yamana Kova. I am not in Tobayo and Tisharing Sachoma, take Kasha.
And even for the Mahayana, that Buddha abstained from eating meat, is that's like the meat with the three recognitions. Like, so like say Geshe came to your house, right? So you have invited Geshe for a meal in your house, and then you say, okay, I'm going to catch the fish from the pond today, and then prepare that fish to serve to Geshe, like that, right? And then. And so if you did that, and then Geshe knew that it was prepared for him, that he cannot eat that kind of meat. Or even if he had a doubt, thinking, oh, maybe she made it that she specially killed that fish, to offer meal to me. If I have even doubt like that, then Geshe is not supposed to have it. And so that Buddha has clearly abstained from eating that kind of meat.
담보지는 까요 말이죠.
And other than that, Buddha hasn't abstained from eating meat.
Okay? Do you got the answer?
I cannot reconcile it. Maybe I have to work on it more.
Which one you don't understand?
I understand the whole thing about eating the apple and a lot of sentient beings dying behind that. But there's a difference between eating an apple and chopping and killing a.
Well, yeah, of course, there's a big difference. I'm not saying this is same. There's a big difference. I'm not saying this is same. You eat the apple and you eat the chicken the same. It's not like that. I'm not saying that. It's completely different. But it's any harm if I eat apple? You say yes. If any being's life the harm, yes, yes. Because we put a lot of chemicals. Because apple have to come nice. We have to kill the bugs. And we are not say, oh, you eat the apple and chicken the same. Not like this. It's completely 100% different. We don't say you chop same. No, not like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, now we start. It is 2 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. Please to self-protect you guys. Then I already mentioned how you protect yourself, how you do your daily practice, daily, things, how you live your life, your families. Follow that. I hope everyone has a happy and wonderful week. Okay.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe.